In this quick start video, we're going to look at frequency filters, which are included in the VoceVista edition and higher. This feature transforms the spectrogram from a simple visual representation of a recording into an interactive tool you can manipulate to better understand and analyze component sounds that make up the timbre of a recording, as well as other tonal characteristics. Since filters require that you understand the options for changing how the spectrogram appears in the long-term view, as well as how to navigate and select portions of a recording, make sure you have watched the quick start video scrolling, zooming, and making selections before watching this one. These filters enable you to select specific frequency ranges and listen to them in isolation, or to change their intensity to make them louder or softer. This can help you understand the spectral composition of a recorded sound. Let's look at some ways you can use filters to help analyze recordings. We'll explain how to perform these actions later in the video. For example, listen to how the sound changes as we add a filter to isolate frequencies in a selection of a recording, and then drag the filter up and down to change which frequencies you hear. Or in this example, we change the intensity of a frequency range to hear how it changes the overall sound. You can also add multiple filters to isolate or change the intensity of multiple frequencies. Let's look at how to perform some of these different tasks with frequency filters. To add a filter, go to Filters, Add New Frequency Filter, or press F on your keyboard. The filter appears around the fundamental frequency wherever you have clicked on the spectrogram. The short-term view on the right now displays a white outline of the original spectrum. The part in color represents the contents of the filter. Drag the top or bottom handles up or down to raise or lower the frequency range to include more or less of the recorded sound. Click and drag the frame of the filter to move it without changing its size. If you have more than one filter, you can move them all at the same time by clicking and dragging the red handle in the lower right of the frame. By default, the filter silences any frequencies outside the frame. Click the plus and minus buttons on the filter frame to toggle between silencing the frequencies outside and inside the filter. You can also go to Filters, Keep Only Filtered Frequencies, or Filters, Mute Filtered Frequencies to perform the same action. You can enable or disable a filter by selecting or deselecting the checkbox near the top right of its frame. You can also go to Filters, Enable All Filters, or Filters, Disable All Filters to perform the same action on all the filters you have created. When you add more than one filter to a recording, a round solo button appears near the top right frame of each filter. Click this button to quickly mute all of the other frequencies outside of the filter. Click it again to hear the other frequencies, or select the solo button on another filter to hear only the frequencies in that filter. You can change the intensity of each filter by dragging the handle that controls the filter strength to the right to increase it, or left to decrease it. This feature is also active when you are playing all the frequencies. Click the minus button and then drag the handle to the right to increase the strength of the frequencies in the filter. To delete a filter, click the X in the upper right corner. You can delete multiple filters at the same time by selecting Filters, Delete all frequency filters from the menu. Any filters you have applied will be saved in your recording and will appear the next time you open the file. If you want to apply the filters and permanently delete the frequencies outside or inside the filters, go to Filters, Apply Filters Permanently. A good use of this feature would be to remove unwanted frequencies in a recording. In this example, there is a spectral peak spanning the lowest 70 Hz. Although this may not be audible, it can be distracting and may be something that you would want to permanently remove from the recording. To remove it, create a filter from 0 to 100 Hz. Click the minus sign to mute the filtered frequencies, then select Filters, Apply Filters Permanently. Press the Escape key to release the selection and delete the filter. The frequencies below 100 Hz are removed from the recording. Note that once you close the file, you won't be able to undo this action. Frequency filters are a great way to isolate parts of a recording to better understand and analyze component sounds that make up the timbre of a recording, as well as other tonal characteristics. They enable you to explore your recordings without making any permanent changes to the files, unless you want to. We recommend you try them out on your recordings or the sample recordings that are included with the software to get an understanding of how to use them in your analysis.